You've now reversed your view on banning TikTok. Why is that?
So I had it done. And then Congress said, well, they ultimately usually fail. They are like extremely political, and they're extremely subject to people called lobbyists. I'm not looking to make Facebook double the size. And if you ban TikTok, Facebook and others, but mostly Facebook will be a big beneficiary. And I think Facebook has been I think Facebook has been very bad for our country, especially when it comes to elections.
I will agree with Donald Trump. I think Facebook has been bad for elections in ways that have obviously and reliably benefited Donald Trump and his party. But we'll set that aside because Donald Trump is flip-flopping on the topic of banning TikTok, and for an incredibly interesting reason that he actually previewed in his comment. He did a couple of things there. He said, I actually got it done. Because the thing is, this is a guy mid flip-flop. He had previously wanted to ban it, now he doesn't. And theoretically, you would want to stress the now I don't part, but he still wants credit for almost getting done the thing that he doesn't support now. So he has to say that. And he says Congress is being political and there are these things called lobbyists, and he knows something about that.
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube.
And so we're gonna try to catch up a little bit on the back and forth. He had this executive order that would try to ban the use of TikTok in the US. Obviously that did not work out that way. And then last week, he seemingly changed up his tone entirely, saying, if you get rid of TikTok, Facebook and Zuckerschmuck will double their business. I don't want Facebook, who cheated in the last election, doing better. They are a true enemy of the people. You know Facebook, the election cheats, where like 9 out of 10 of the top trending stories in any given day are from right-wing sources. That's the thing that hurts the Republicans for some reason. He's not explaining why. But anyway, you might wonder, well, but if he wanted to ban it and now he doesn't, even though he still wants credit for almost banning it, why would that be? Well, as I said, he already told you why. It's lobbyists. It's just not the lobbyists that talk to Congress, it's the lobbyists who talk to Trump. Because last week, Jeff Yass visited Mar-a-Lago. He's a hedge fund manager. Trump called him fantastic, and media reports that Yass could potentially contribute generously to Trump's campaign. And we know that Trump desperately needs money. Even Elon Musk is like, I'm not giving you money. So he's going everywhere asking for it. Yass notably has a $33 billion stake in TikTok and has reportedly threatened to cut off funding to Republicans who support the divestment bill. That's the effort to try to effectively either massively change the ownership of TikTok or require that it be banned in the United States. And it's not just us saying that this is a direct result of that lobbyist pressure. Even Steve Bannon is criticizing Donald Trump, which I didn't think he physically could do. I thought he would explode if he tried. But he is pointing out that, this guy, Jeff Yass, got to Trump and now he's on the TikTok train, even though he'd been spending years saying that that was how the communists are trying to win over the youth or whatever. Well, now he needs money and the Republicans need money. So I guess flame on with the youth. The communists can have them. What do you think?
Yes, King. Oh, yes. I love that a guy's last name, Yaz, is saving TikTok. Like Gen Z. Like couldn't have scripted this story better. It's amazing, and of course,
if it was Michael Riz, that would have been slightly better.
Slightly better, but that's pretty amazing. The entire effort to ban TikTok is completely ridiculous and xenophobic. And if you're going to ban it on the same kinds of grounds, like the data collection, the effect on youth, all of that, then you should apply those same standards to Facebook, to Meta, to Google, to all of the things that big tech actually does. But again, the right is totally bad faith when they say they care about big tech or they say it's a weapon to spy on us. It's like, yeah, they're fine with being spied on so long as it's American companies spying on us. To say nothing of the fact that TikTok is not a Chinese Communist Party app. Although I'm sure they attempt to or they try. But lastly, I do think it's really amazing because TikTok did a really cool thing. They basically were like, call your senator, and had a pop-up screen on their app where people could just push a button and be connected to their senators, which, look, I however technology, whatever they had to do that, and like find out where you are or who your senator is or congressperson is. Like, I kind of love that.
Oh,
like,
they know
I think that's actually great. Yeah,
the communist regime has all the info. Anyway, yes, in this case, I like it. And theoretically, if you're a big fan of TikTok, then you should have your voice be heard. I think that makes sense. There's a lot of ways that I think corporations and apps could use this to delude their audiences into putting pressure on politicians to strike down even very reasonable regulation, though. So I'm not sure I love the precedent of these pop-ups because people are just gonna believe whatever the company says. And in this case, maybe they're right. But Zuckerberg could do this, Instagram could do this. So I'm a little bit worried about that. That said, it really does look like they're going to do this thing. Biden says that he's gonna sign it. It was unanimously supported out of committee. It looks like it's gonna be passed. It does not mean that TikTok will be banned. There's a 6-month period where theoretically they could divest ByteDance, could divest their ownership down to below a threshold that allows it to continue to be available. I imagine that's how it will go. But also, if they do pass this, and especially if it is banned like right before election day, one would think that would hurt Joe Biden.
he just got on it.
He just got on it. Yeah, exactly.